I've been asked every year, have you tried Chiwapa millet? Next up, we'll be out here planting our rice. This year's variety is Ozark. It's actually a newly developed variation of the previously planted diamond variety. Got 120 pounds of rice seeded into this drained beaver swamp. Got a beaver seclusion cage at the breech to keep the beavers from blocking it up. We have got really good coverage in here. We pre-soaked our rice, good coverage, soaked rice, 90-degree temperatures. I think we're gonna have us a duck swamp. Brought to you in part by Deep River Sporting Clays. Safe, fun, family entertainment. And by these additional sponsors. By viewer request. Yes, it cost me extra money, so you guys are welcome. I've been asked every year, have you tried Chiwapa millet? And the answer is no. We're going to try it today in the duck swamp where we have traditionally planted rice for ducks. Instead of accenting it with Japanese millet, this year we're going to give the old Chiwapa millet a try. You guys have asked for it. It's a closer to 90-day maturing crop, I do believe, similar to rice, much longer than traditional Japanese millet. So we are planting it early. Today is June 2nd. We're in here in the duck swamp. We've got our water level down to exposed mud flats. We're going to go plant about a 1/4 acre area at the upper end where we sprayed off some rushes and sedges. We've got a bag spreader. We're going to fill it up. We're just spreading one bag lightly in that upper end. Going to give this a test, about 15 pounds. Let's do it. So why Chiwapa millet? It is flood tolerant, meaning it's very tolerant to water levels coming up, water sitting on it for a little bit, very wet conditions, perfectly fine in. If it gets dry, like a lot of millets, perfectly fine sitting there dry as well. Once again, rocking the TideWe low-rise waders here. Much cooler and nicer for working in these duck swamps. They're not near as hot, breathable, uninsulated, lug sole. Much better for summertime duck swamp work. Boom, upper end of the duck swamp. If you caught the last video, there's a nice buck in here. Nice track. So the last video, we were down here working on our outlet control structure, building the beaver seclusion cage. We have come in here and we sprayed out some of these bigger wool grass areas and willows. You can just start to see some yellowing of the wool grass, but we're gonna go through here and navigate through the wool grass, hitting some of the open areas and the beaver sloughs and the creek runs with the Chiwapa millet. We're gonna leave this main area open still for the rice. I'm mainly gonna accent the edges and the upper end up here with the millet. It might not be a great test because there is gonna be some grass competition and reduced sunlight, but I'm hoping as that stuff continues to die and break down, the millet will flush up. So I will creep out a little bit into the good sunlight areas. That way it's a fair comparison. One thing I'm a little concerned about is, with us pulling the water off of this June 2nd, grasses have already started to flush up in here and some volunteer millet, if I had to guess. Not ideal. That's going to help snuff out our rice growth, which is not good. So I'm not loving that. Great example of an area where I'm going to be planting it. It's wet, moist soil in here. You can see the yellowing beginning to occur where I sprayed out all these sedges. I'm going to accent this moist area right here with it, go around the flanks, same thing, where there's sunlight and there's moist soil, we're going to put down Chiwapa millet. Disclaimer, this is not ideal planting conditions. You got a lot of smartweed and some water willow coming up in here, real thick high canopy. I have sprayed it. It's starting to react and die. It's my hope this millet will find some sunlight and be able to come on up. So important to note, I would prefer to have an exposed mud flat, but I'm going to reserve that for our rice. I'm just coming in here and accenting up in here with the millet. I do think some of it will come up, but I just wanted to point that out. This is not ideal. This is very much a test for me if you can plant in a reclaimed wool grass sedgy stand up here. There is some open areas in the beaver slough that'll be a great test area. I just want to point that out real quick. A lot of undesirable area, but there are some real nice pockets of exposed mud. It's going to be much more ideal kind of scattered throughout. So we'll kind of keep wringing out this upper end here, work our way back around. Went ahead and hit this flank here too. Kind of a little beaver critter congregating spot here. They've kind of got it all matted down and chewed up. That seed falling all in those cracks right there will be fantastic. There's actually a lot of rice debris in here. They've been pulling up the rice from last year and eating it. So that is it for the Chiwapa millet. Simple and easy as it gets once you have water level control. We got the water down in here. We have now broadcasted our Chiwapa millet all through the sedges and rushes and grasses, as well as open mud flats and mud pockets here, all into the beaver lodge as well. I think we'll definitely have some millet. I don't know how productive it'll be in the upper end until we fully reclaim it, because it's just really thick. But I feel better knowing the seed is in there and has a chance. Everything else is all going to be planted in agricultural rice. This year's variety is Ozark. It's actually a newly developed variation of the previously planted diamond variety. Ozark is higher yielding, fantastic rice for attracting ducks. Can be purchased at Country Farm and Home in Pittsboro. Call ahead, make sure they have it in stock, because we have sold a lot of it. So if you're interested in rice, check out the description below. It'll show you exactly where to go purchase that. So with that, let's hop right into the rice planting video. Time to go plant some rice for ducks. We're just going to be coming through here, broadcasting it onto the exposed mud flats. You can tell it is drained. In years past, I have done both drain the swamp and seed it, as well as water seed it and then drain the swamp. This particular year, we were modifying our drain structure, so the swamp did end up drained. But to help speed up germination, I did go ahead and pre-soak my rice for 24 hours in a jet sled. It was already starting to germinate this morning. I just checked it. And it should pop really quick, especially with these 90-degree temperatures after pre-soaking for 24 hours. But nothing to it. All we gotta do is come in here, broadcast it out, and it'll be off to the races. With our new breach, we've been able to drain this swamp lower than ever before to help pick up some planting areas down here at the dam to make up for some of the areas up here that we have lost from sedges and rushes growing in here. But the beaver has been down here. Those are big old beaver tracks working around in here. You can tell he is probably not pleased with what's going on in here. But there is zero beaver debris in there that I can see. None whatsoever, and that swamp downstream did drain out. If you didn't catch that video, we were out here putting in that breach back here and installing this cage, and then breaching another downstream beaver dam to start draining this thing off. Last year, with our old breach, we couldn't get it this low ever. So this will be the lowest it's ever been drained for us, which is great. It picks up just that much more plantable area for us. In a small swamp, the more area, the better. If you add even just 1,000 square foot of plantable area, that'll help. That's a lot of rice in 1,000 square feet. So do the most you can. Sometimes it involves spraying. Sometimes it involves cutting. Sometimes it involves modifying your outlet structure to drop the water more. Whatever it takes to maximize your plantable area. And I love seeing that. That's old Tom Turkey. I took one off this property this year. So it's always good to see that, to know that they're, another one's still hanging around. They will be in here eating this rice as well. So another reason to plant heavy, planting 120 pounds per acre. And I did pre-soak this rice for 24 hours. It is not a requirement to soak this rice to get good production, especially if you're seeding it into standing water or really wet, soupy mud. Soaking it in water just helps speed up germination. And so for us, we have a drained swamp and grass is starting to fill in. I want this to germinate as quick as possible. So I did soak this rice for 24 hours. It'll probably germinate today. I already saw a little bit of white germination starting to pop on just a couple of them. So you throw this out onto a 90-degree mud flat after soaking for 24 hours, it'll germinate same day. Little pro tip, bring your trash can with you, because this is too heavy to unload out of this truck without making a mess. So offload about half of it into your barrel, drag this in and then just carry a barrel in. So it actually works out really well. That way you can transfer this to the ground without spilling it. And then I'll actually walk around with buckets, slinging it out. That way I can stand up high. I don't have to bend over the whole time. When the swamp is full of water, this just floats around nicely and throw it out. When it's drained, it's a little bit harder to pull this around, so I like to use buckets. So this is right at 120 pounds of rice here. About 2.5 bags. And this rice can be purchased at Country Farm and Home in Pittsboro, the Ozark variety. We have sold a lot out of there this year. Been fantastic results so far. I did some early planting of rice and it's already about 2 feet high after a month. So fantastic quality rice this year. This is more what you want. See how it's all exposed and bare and muddy? No grass yet. So getting a thick layer of rice down there will do the best. It'll snuff out all the volunteer grass growth. I kind of just pick a grid and go down and come back. It's a lot easier with a drone. Check this out. That's how we've been planting rice the last couple days professionally. This is my swamp hole, so I'm stuck hand seeding. Just not a big enough job to pull the drone off another job. We seeded over 5,000 pounds of rice, Japanese millets and wetland seed mix using that drone in 2 days. It was pretty awesome. This is a 120 pound job, so you're not going to use the drone in here, but you could if someone's willing to pay for it. But yeah, it's not that hard. Bucket, walk around, sling it out. We're already a third done. It's only been like 7 minutes, so it just doesn't take that long. Had a guy drop an interesting comment. He said, man, you sure do repeat yourself a lot. If you saw YouTube's analytics and your skip through rate, you would know why. Most people don't watch the whole video. So I found redundancy helps as you guys skip through. So for you guys that watch the whole video, thank you so much. A lot of time and effort goes into making these things. When you skip right through them, it doesn't help the algorithm either. So thank you guys. Great question though, but that is why. It's the skip through rate. It helps keep people engaged. That is what you really want. If you said, hey, pick the perfect soil, this is it. The goopy, soupy mud that's extremely wet with no grass on it. That is what rice wants. People ask, do you seed in the standing water? And I tell them yes, especially if it's not a very big area. I have seen this rice grow up to 2 inches of standing water, nothing more. People that talk about throwing it into a foot of water, ain't gonna happen. I've been doing this a long time and I have never seen it. But I have seen it come up in sheet water up to about 2 inches. So the other thing is, as it's hot and dry, this will continue to evaporate. So throwing it into 4 inches of water might work fine if it evaporates down and that rice kind of comes up and meets it. So I tell people, yeah, go ahead and seed it into the water. You might get lucky, but I would not seed a 4+ inch deep swamp and then walk away and hope I have something. For all the sites you saw us water seeding with the drone, that water is going to be pulled off within about 5 to 6 days. Once that rice soaks, germinates, send the taproot in, it will pull that water off of it and the rice can flush up. But you have to get the water off of it, I'd say within a week minimum. I wouldn't leave it under there for more than a week or so, because once the rice germinates and that leaf develops, that leaf wants some air. So you got to get that water off so that leaf can get up there and breathe. Perfect timing. Starting to get hot. 8:28. Took exactly 40 minutes. So that's not bad, considering you got to hand walk all through here, fight the jet sled, and we went and reloaded one time. So 40 minutes per acre. Somebody asked you to price a 5-acre job by hand. Plan on spending the day there. I know my swamp well, so I know where I can cross. I know where the runs and holes are, so I'm pretty efficient out here. But if this is a goopy, nasty swamp and you don't know what it's like down there, it can take a while. June 8th, got 120 pounds of rice seeded into this drained beaver swamp. Got a beaver seclusion cage at the breach to keep the beavers from blocking it up. We seeded all the remaining areas, the mud flats, even where grass is starting to grow. We seeded it all to give it a fighting chance. I think we're gonna have us a duck swamp in here. But I appreciate you guys joining me for that next video. As always, God bless and take care.